I think it'll be funny if we do it like that
All
because
right.
we can explain. We can
Shut up,
say,
Jack.
right, we've done all this, but we didn't record.
Jack, shut up. Right. Hello, and welcome to episode 217 of Film Night. My name's Richie,
My name's Jack.
My name's Henry.
And my name's Joe.
and in this week's episode, we're talking about Joker, Folie, and Deux. Uh, and with us also this week is very special guest star Matthew Patrick Chives Cartmel. How are you?
Hi guys. Yeah, very well, thank you. How are you both? All four, even. Well,
Doing very well.
Yeah.
Doing very well. Not doing
Yeah,
quite as
good,
well
thank
as
you.
it was about 15 minutes ago, because we have actually done this whole intro already once, and then I realized
Yeah.
that I was not recording any of it. So,
Out of practice. That's why.
yes.
Takes a
there's a
while.
silhouette I want to draw. There's a silhouette.
I mean, like we were saying though, we've been off podcasting for 6 months, so
Yeah.
it takes a bit of time to get back into it, doesn't it?
Yeah. We're a bit
Very
rusty.
much so.
We're a
Very
bit rusty,
rusty.
so we'll do a quick rundown of the info that we just shared, which was in the last 6 months since we all got together. Uh, Mr. Jack Clark has just turned 30. I've got married and I'm enjoying married life. Mr. Henry James Woodsford has got engaged, and we're all very pleased and excited for him. And Mr. Matthew Patrick Chives has got a new job. And
Right, onto
there we
the
go.
film.
there we go. Yeah. So yeah, I guess we'll move on now, and we'll get on to the film. This week we are talking about Joker, Folie à Deux, which is directed by Todd Phillips, and it stars Joaquin Phoenix, Lady Gaga, Brendan Gleeson, Catherine Keener, Zazie Beetz, and Steve Coogan. The synopsis is: while struggling with his dual identity, Arthur Fleck not only stumbles upon true love, but also finds the music that's always been inside him. Now, what did you four think of Joker, Folie à Deux?
Well, let's go to Mr. Cartmel. Guess first, I think.
I think so.
I'll be honest, I was bored throughout it. I thought there were individual decent performances. I think it was those. I can't put my finger on it, but I don't think the storyline was anywhere near as engaging as the first one.
Mhm.
I think the air of mystery around the Joker and sort of like what is in and how he responds to the outside world through mental illness was very, very the same as what it was with the first one. So I found that not as exciting as the first film. However, I do believe Lady Gaga will be nominated for Best Supporting Actress at the Academy Awards for 2025 for her performance.
Wow,
I hope not.
big words.
Very big feature film debut, big performance, I
Oh,
would say.
she was
Not
in
a
House
film
of Gucci.
debut.
No.
Oh, is it not? Oh,
No.
You're not seeing A Star Is Born?
Star is Born, yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
right.
So
Well,
she's
to be
already won
fair,
an award. I believe she did win one for that, did she? Or it won some awards anyway.
she was nominated, or the film was, yeah.
That's sad. Just edit that bit out then.
No, but to be fair, a lot of people, this will be their first time seeing her, in a film. Not everyone will have seen those. So
No, that's always true though. Well, I don't think I suspect, Chives, that you're not really going to get much disagreement from any of us on this one. From what I've seen on Letterboxd and conversations I've had, I'm in complete agreement with you. I found it to be quite a boring film. And just such a clumsy story, and all over the place. And from my perspective, the fact that it was when we first got the trailer for it, and also when we first heard that it was going to be a musical, I kind of was thinking quite positively about it, and I was thinking that's an interesting direction to take it, and I quite like that it's going in that kind of different direction. Um, but the interest sort of stops there because it did not really justify the musical element to it whatsoever for me. Apart from anything else, the music was all pretty dull and
yeah.
not very good. but just the reasoning behind the music even being there was kind of non-existent as well, from what I
Yeah.
thought.
Yeah,
I don't know if anyone
completely.
else, agrees with that. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
we didn't. It wasn't as if it was a musical with like new songs for the film or like the Joker world. They're just singing old songs and kind
Yeah.
of to varying degrees of ability. You know, there's no logic to it, no rhyme or reason to the songs.
Mm.
They just,
No.
I don't know. It's certainly a choice,
I think there was rhymes, to be
and
fair.
yeah, but it was yeah.
There
There's no
certainly was
reason.
no reason.
No reason.
There's no reason. I agree with what I agree with what Charles was saying. Really, like the
Yeah.
whole the side of the mental illness thing, and I think there is something to be said on it, but it's just not this. And actually, when you look at it, if it was a 2 hour 20-minute film, it was really boring. It was really dull because we didn't actually move that much, did we? He was in Arkham Asylum. He went to his courtroom. He had his day in court. That was it. But with some songs interspersed in between it.
Mm.
So the film didn't actually move along that much at all. Um, and yeah, it wasn't. It was rubbish. I mean, compare it to the first one, and I remember coming out the first one thinking, "Wow, that like kind of came out of nowhere. It was absolutely brilliant. It was a breath of fresh air."
Mm.
And this is just tedious and really dull. I've really struggled with it
Yeah.
throughout.
I actually went out for
sorry.
a halfway through.
Yeah,
Did you leave?
I actually did. I actually left the cinema and just went outside for like 10 minutes.
You'd have
Go
done well.
back in
You'd have
then.
done well to have as many fags as Joaquin Phoenix had in the film. Christ.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
And that's all they're doing, just having a dart, wasn't it? That was it.
Yeah.
They're herbal cigarettes, to be fair, I think.
Obviously.
Probably.
Did you go back in, mate?
Yeah, went back.
Oh,
in.
okay. You just needed a breather.
Yeah, I just got bored.
Yeah.
I can't really sit in the same space, to be honest with you, for like longer than an hour anyway.
Mm.
I guarantee you missed next to nothing anyway.
No, you will have just No,
I was very tempted to go out and get myself a 330 because that was a mistake I'd made. I'd not taken in a drink. I'd not taken in a can.
Yeah.
And I agree. I just found it was boring. Found myself being restless. It was a packed cinema. I went to the IMAX at Blackpool, the back lot.
Great cinema.
It was packed, but I can imagine a lot of people sat in that cinema were thinking, what the hell is going on? There was a lot of movement. There was a lot of people up and down. There was one bloke behind me, crikey, he was up and down about 10 times. Coming back with more glasses of wine. So, it wasn't wasn't a thrilling experience. Very very boring.
I think that's been the general consensus, hasn't it? Not just amongst ourselves or
No, it's been panned from what I've seen.
Critics and the general public have all kind of. I think there's been a few people that have liked it, but the general consensus is that very average, very very dull, nothing on the first one. So, but I agree with Richie. I think what when we, or at least I can speak for myself. I don't know what Woody and Pep thought when they saw the trailer, or maybe you avoided the trailer. I don't know if you watched it.
Me?
Well, anyone, because you like to sometimes avoid it, don't you?
Yeah, but then obviously when you go into the cinema, you just see it.
Oh,
You
yeah.
see it, don't you?
Yeah. So, but I was kind of optimistic about it. It just sounded interesting when we first heard about the musical element, and I did think the first trailer, maybe they get longer and longer as they go, don't they? But the first one that was like a minute long, I was kind of optimistic and thought, this could be all right. It's interesting, but unfortunately,
Is it only me that's thinking now that? I mean, don't get me wrong. I rate Lady Gaga, but do you not think that quite a lot of these films now are just thinking, right, let's wheel in Lady Gaga, let's get the name, let's just place her in this film.
Yeah, I'll be honest though. Like, I do agree. I think she's normally pretty good. She was great in A Star Is Born, but I actually didn't really like her in this. Maybe it was just maybe it's just because I was like distracted, like I couldn't separate Lady Gaga from the character, which in the past I haven't actually had a problem with doing, but in this that was an issue. I couldn't separate her from the character. Maybe that's because she was singing so much in it, although obviously A Star Is Born. I don't know, but I didn't actually think she was great in this.
No,
Um,
wasn't her strongest, I don't think.
no. So yeah, it's just a real shame, isn't it? And I agree with Woody's point. If it had been original songs, I'm not sure how much difference that would have made, but at least it would have had a bit more interest and something to take away from it. But if you're going to
It was
commit to
too.
if you're going to commit to the musical, I don't know why they wouldn't have at least written one or two. I don't know. I will say, I thought the whole production design, I thought it looked really impressive. There
Yeah,
was some
it
really
was well
there was some
shot. It was well shot,
really nice
definitely.
shots. But you're going to get that, aren't you, when you spend however much they spent?
Well, not necessarily, but point
Well,
is, the
true,
point
but
is
it's
you
easy.
can't
Yeah,
just have a well shot, good looking film and that really be all there is to it.
yeah.
But I think in
Um,
retrospect, it was probably predictable after what happened with when the first one was released. I read what you put in your review on Letterboxd, Woody, and I'm pretty much in full agreement. It really felt like Todd Phillips just was completely insecure about what people said about the first film, and so really went in on I don't know, trying to put some message in there to sort of dispel the incel
yeah.
accusations, and just made it into this stupid kind of nothing story. I think that
Yeah.
may
Yeah.
be where the whole
I,
thing went wrong.
yeah, I think as well. I mean, obviously, when he made the first one, there wasn't an intention to do a sequel. It was going to be a standalone,
Hmm.
and I think films do really suffer when it obviously he's made a hell of a lot of money. Studio have seen it and think, right, come on, let's do another one.
Yeah.
Mm.
And the backlash that it got at the time was completely unwarranted. It's absolutely ridiculous. I don't know if you remember some of the headlines that were coming out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
It
was
was
mental.
talking about armed guards turning up at cinemas to stop people from bloody rioting and all this
Mm.
kind of stuff. Before he was inciting violence and all this mental stuff.
Mm.
Um, and I do think Todd Phillips, the director, has decided that he's just going to double down and do something that's like a safe play. And I don't really get what he was trying to achieve
No,
and
it's a bit weird that.
Tell you what, I think
what
they'll
the
do
message is.
next. I'll tell you, sorry to interrupt there. I'll tell you what I think they'll do next. I think they'll do a third one, but centered around Harley Quinn.
You reckon?
Fucking hell. Well, I'm
No,
not watching that.
No, there's no way they'll do another one with him.
Well, this
Because
one's
that's
already
He's-
centered around Harley Quinn, feels like.
No, but
I think he's losing too much money, this.
yeah, I don't think this has been. I don't think this will be getting.
I don't think we'll do another one.
Getting the
I think that he's losing too much money. Like,
Yeah, maybe.
every day there's a story about how much of a box office flop it is.
yeah.
So I'd be
Yeah.
amazed if he did a third. I really would.
No, they won't. I'm sure they won't. And good, yeah, and you can tell as well. Like Woody's right when that happens. There's been countless examples of recently. Um, someone puts their heart and soul into a film, make it as good as they can be, put everything into it, and it turns out obviously to be a great film. Hence why it makes a lot of money, and then they're almost forced to do another one, and maybe that same passion isn't there because they've already done it and they almost want to put it to bed. But
Yeah, it's just suffering
it's
from
like,
its own success.
it's like, yeah, it's like, oh, I loved the first one, but do I really want to do it all over again? And yeah, it was a shame because I kind of had a small glimmer of hope for it when we heard about it, but it didn't land.
It really didn't. I didn't like the jumping off into different, like in the daydreaming sequences and them singing and then doing all.
Yeah.
It was just too truncated and just stop starty. And as soon as you were almost getting somewhere in the real world, they jump off into some sort of dream sequence, and you just lost it. Just lost its focus, and they were the points for me when I was just like, oh, get me out of here.
Yeah,
Like, I'm
it's not
bored
like
now.
it's not like there wasn't anything to like about it at all. I mean, there were things I kept on getting to points where I was like, okay, this seems like it might be
Mm.
something good now, and then it would just peter out again, and I just so I kept on sort of trying to get into it and feeling like it was maybe getting somewhere sometimes.
Yeah.
I mean, I was
liked-
I was feeling quite positive in the beginning because it started off with that like cartoon thing. I mean, that wasn't really great in itself, but when it first started, I was like, oh, okay, this is interesting.
Yeah, it was
I'm
interesting.
quite into this
Yeah.
idea, and
Didn't expect that.
it didn't. And again, it doesn't add much thinking about it now.
No. But it was at least a bit like, oh, okay, interesting.
Mm.
And then it was quite a strong start because you had all the obviously stuff in the prison with Brendan Gleeson, who I always tend to love, and he was good in this, but obviously a very one-dimensional role.
Yeah.
So
how do we feel about Steve Coogan? Speaking of the smaller roles.
Oh yeah,
No, it didn't work for me.
No.
It's a similar issue to the issue I had with Lady Gaga. Like I couldn't. I wasn't watching his character.
I can't just not see him being interviewed by Partridge.
I know.
Yeah.
I couldn't.
Usually he's very, very good at accents, and I actually thought his accent was quite poor as well.
Yeah, I thought so.
Did you?
Sounded
I didn't think his
weirdly
accent was
British
too bad.
American. I thought it was quite bad.
Yeah.
I couldn't quite put my finger on why it wasn't quite working for me, but it felt like a fake accent to me as well.
And I think you're right, Richie. And as much as he wants maybe tries to get away from it, and he's a great actor in himself, and he's not just all about Partridge. I think when you have a setting like that where he's interviewing, you just automatically think of Partridge, and you just there's so many other actors around. You like,
yeah, not quite sure why he had to be.
Why does he need to have been cast for that role? Could it not have been somebody else? You know, why did it have to be him? It almost like takes you out of the film.
Yeah, I felt that. Could have been anyone. Anyone could have done that.
Yeah,
doesn't an interviewer.
Don't have to be a named actor at all, does it? It just
I
don't know.
Brings in a part of the audience. I don't know.
Well, they used him in the trailer.
Yeah, they did.
They did.
Yeah. But he just had that one scene, didn't he? That was it. Yeah. I'll tell you what else kind of wound me up a bit was like the violence or lack of. Because I mean, obviously after the first one, there was a backlash with some quite shocking bits in terms of like, oh wow, I didn't expect that to happen. Level of shock. But with it, it's the only time that Joker would do an act of violence would be in his head when he's going off dreaming about something or he's singing about something. He'd bash the judge's head in, and all of a sudden, no, we're back in the real world now.
Yeah.
I just think, again, another bizarre decision to do a full 360 and decide to go down that road. I couldn't get my head around that either, to be honest. I'm not saying it doesn't need to be a bloodbath, but we need something, don't we? We didn't get anything near enough.
No, I don't think so. So, Chives, you were actually the one that suggested that we do this film and said that you wanted to come on and do it with us. Now, Joker Folie Adieu. The film we're reviewing right now. And
no, I understand that. I thought it was Gladiator 2 as well.
Yeah.
We're not seeing that yet.
Yeah. But I was just sort of interested to go a bit deeper into why specifically you wanted to do this one. This was before you'd seen it, I believe, as well, that you made the suggestion.
Yeah. I was really looking forward to this. I'm the opposite from Woody. I always like to watch all the different variations of the trailers. I thought the trailer was really good, which you would assume something for like this, that the trailer would be good.
I agree, actually.
I don't understand why it's flopped. I don't understand why, perhaps someone could explain this, why something flops at the
box office.
At the box office, but surely everyone is going to watch it anyway. So people are just paying the money once, like they would for Joker 1.
I just don't think it's getting enough people going to watch it.
But surely people go and watch it just out of interest anyway.
Yeah,
surely people don't go because people said don't go.
So I think people.
I've told people
what makes it. I think what makes it a flop is it's not the fact that no one's going; it's the fact that the budget is skyrocketed from the first one to.
Right.
So say the budget now is 200 million instead of 100. They need to like recoup that money, don't they? Basically, by not just breaking even, but making even more.
Yeah.
So
It says here the
if
budget.
he's getting,
It says here the budget was 100 for the first one was 85 to 95 million
Yeah.
US dollars for the first one, and it made over $1 billion. And this one was 190 to 200 million budget, so double, but it's only made 165.9 million.
Yeah.
there you go, man.
Well,
So
well, I mean, you know, before the box office, there'll be a critical release as well, won't there? So, I imagine people, I imagine a decent number of people will sort of pay attention to that, and if it's getting
Yeah.
absolutely panned by the critics, then that I don't know. I assume there will be a decent number of people that will just not bother.
Yeah, I think it does make a difference, like how it does with the critics, because it's like word of mouth, isn't it? As well, you know, that's how these small films end up doing really well and surprising me, because word of mouth. You know, one of us goes to see it, I tell you guys to all see it. You then and
All the listeners
the
that film
opposite
that
happens.
podcast then will go and watch it because they've heard us speaking about it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
exactly, yeah.
But the opposite does happen. Yeah, I certainly do take note of what the sort of general reception is when it gets released, and I knew, and that's why unfortunately I went into this one with really bad expectations, because I'd seen that. My motivation was pretty low. Like, I know Woody was going to go one night and decided against it because he just couldn't, because you just know what it's going to be almost.
Yeah. But I agree with you that I do think the trailer for this one was really good, and
I do.
It did get me quite excited to see it. So
Mm.
yeah, I was a bit surprised when I saw the critical reception, and then that did sort of make me not really want to go and see it. But yeah, it was such an energetic trailer, and it seemed like the musical element of it was going to be quite outstanding, I suppose, for lack of a better word. And it just didn't follow through with it. So,
do we want to? We'd have to do spoilers. Well, I guess we do if we're going to talk. But like, obviously, the ending. Like, do we want to discuss it at all, or talk about how we felt about the ending, or should we just swerve it, or do a spoiler section?
I mean, I feel like I've kind of said what I've said is kind of incorporates the ending, so I don't know if I have much more to say on that. Does anyone else have anything on the ending specifically?
No, it's just I just didn't really expect it. Just a bit of a. I don't know what I don't know why I expected
the big turning point. I presume you mean?
Well, yeah,
right. Spoilers then. Where the courtroom exploded.
Oh no!
Oh,
You're talking about the ending.
When he gets
stabbed.
Jack,
that ending.
Yeah, because I just didn't expect him to.
I was expecting something because I had seen lots of headlines about twist ending of Joker, very controversial and stuff like that. So,
had you? I'd not seen anything.
So I was expecting something like that to happen.
And then, did you see the guy who stabbed him?
Yeah.
Did you notice in the background?
He like cut his cheeks.
Yeah. Yeah, is that what he was doing? I couldn't really tell, but yeah.
I assume so, to sort of be like, oh, he is the next Joker or something.
Yeah. So he's like been inspired by, yeah.
Maybe he's the real Joker.
Yeah.
I mean, I just don't.
Yeah. No, I don't care either. I honestly don't. It just came as a shock to me to see him get so brutally murdered.
Maybe that was Todd just solidifying to the producers, right? There's no more after this.
That was the. I mean, that was the most violent bit, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Pretty graphic.
Yeah, pretty much. And I do remember a lot more graphic stuff than that in the first one.
Yeah.
Mind, I haven't actually seen it since it came out. But yeah.
The first one?
Yeah, the first one.
As in you've not rewatched it?
Correct.
Oh, okay. I didn't know what you meant, sorry. Yeah, I've not either. Has anyone watched it again since?
No.
I was thinking of maybe.
I would be up for it. Yeah, I would be up for it.
Hmm.
Anyway.
But yeah, I feel like I'm running empty on
Yeah, same.
Joker 2 chat. I don't know if anyone else has any more they want to sort of bring up before we wrap it up there.
No.
No,
No.
no.
Okay. Well, yeah, I guess we'll just leave that one there then. And yeah, what are we going to give Joker Folie à Deux out of 10, please, everyone?
I think I'll give it a 3 out of 10.
3 out of 10. Okay. Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
I'm going to give it a 4 out of 10.
Yep. Makes sense.
I'll go 4.5.
Oh,
I think I'm gonna join you on that 4.5, JC. I think that's yeah, that's where I'm landing with it.
I think I'll join Matt and go with 4. I think.
Okay,
Mm.
cool. Not good. Please try harder.
Yeah. Well, no, don't try. Don't
Don't
try
try.
again.
Yeah, move on.
Oh,
Try again.
Move on,
thank you.
Todd.
Try harder with a different thing.
Yeah.
Something else.
Yeah. Try harder with something else, please.
I'm a fan of his stuff normally. I
Yeah.
like all of the Hangover films, possibly
Yeah.
controversially.
Yeah, War
Yeah.
Dogs was great. Remember when we saw that, Richie?
Oh,
That was
yeah.
great.
Yeah,
I don't think I've
that
seen
was
that ever.
that was
That's
good. Yeah.
belter, that absolute belter.
I didn't realize
Yeah.
that was him. Mm.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, he's definitely a good director. He just needs to leave that in the past now.
So there's one more film we wanted to briefly sort of talk about, which is The Substance. But before we get into that, I mean, Chives, I don't know if you want to, if you've seen that film or if you want to sort of peace out after, but
Have you heard anything?
before that or whatever?
Have you heard anything about it?
I don't know anything about Substance, no.
Okay.
I'd love to know your thoughts. Go and see it. It's still out, mate. Go and see it.
Yeah, go and see it with your missus.
Oh yeah,
You might-
it's definitely one that will catch your interest.
You might be leaving the cinema for a very different reason.
So I'm just reading it now.
It's a horror, like a grotesque body horror
Great.
type of film. Yeah.
That's mad.
Grotesque. Great word to use that, actually.
Yeah, not horror
yeah.
in the sense of jump scares and
No.
ghosts.
Yeah, I might go and have a look at that.
Yeah, do.
Oh God, I'd love to go and watch that with you.
We'll talk about it when you come back for Gladiator 2.
Why don't you and Pep go together? Yeah, and record the whole thing
We
for us.
record it, document it. Yeah. Get a private screening.
But anyway, you don't have to stay while we talk about that, Chives. But if you do want to go, is it just before you do? Is there any other films you've watched recently, or any other kind of anything more interesting you want to kind of bring up at all?
No, I'll have a think. I do. We go to the Everyman Cinema
Oh yeah.
in town, so it's usually a good experience. It only costs like about 6 or 7 quid extra, and you get like a sofa and like decent food service and stuff.
Yeah.
I find it's more quaint than going to the View Cinema, because you tend to get a lot more people, and people just getting up, walking around,
Yeah,
talking, just like whatever. So
they are nice, aren't they? Yeah, they are quite expensive, but if you're willing to,
it's like literally it costs about 10 quid to go and watch it at View, and about 16 quid to watch it per person at Everyman. So it's
yeah.
I mean, between you, it's like 12 quid.
And they've got a proper bar, haven't they, with like on draft and stuff?
Yeah. So I don't drink in like when I go and watch a film or anything, but like they do like nice food, like sharing platters and stuff.
Yeah, no, they are great. I've only been to one, I think, once or twice.
I bumped into Wally Jury in there with his missus. Yeah, I was sat in there, and then him and his missus walked in.
What film was
Joker?
No, it was
50 Shades of Grey.
No, it was the one that everyone was talking about recently with Barry Keoghan, Saltburn.
Oh, Saltburn.
Fucking hell.
That was on at the cinema. Wow.
What did you think of that? What did you like it?
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, enjoyed it. Really good film, Saltburn.
Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Shall I leave it to you then?
What's up to you,
Yeah,
mate?
Yeah,
right,
man. Yeah, it's
sounds
up to you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
If you want to
I
hear
can't
it,
really contribute anything from substance, can I? I need to go and watch it.
No.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. I'd
fancy your
definitely love to
homework.
talk to you
Watch it
about it if you
before.
do go and watch it.
Yeah, we'll do. All right, lads.
All
Yeah,
right,
thanks,
mate,
All right,
nice
man.
one.
Thanks for that,
Cheers,
mate.
See you,
cheers
pal.
for coming on. Really appreciated it.
Yeah, thank
Cheers,
you.
mate.
Be good.
And there he goes.
Oh God, I tell you what, I'd pay for his ticket for the
I know.
Everyman for him to go and watch it.
I
would.
would. And
I'd buy
Pep.
him I'd buy him a
And
share in
Peps.
Platty.
And Peps,
Yeah, and
yeah.
Pep.
I'm definitely
That's
interested to get Peps
that's the
thoughts as well.
perfect duo to go.
Me and Chives on a sofa in the Everyman together watching Substance.
Do you know what? I would not actually eat anything during that film because I think I'd be scared I'd throw it up.
Oh God.
I wouldn't be able to.
It would be a
I'd,
risk.
I'd lose my appetite.
There's
Yeah.
some
Very
there's some gnarly stuff in it. I absolutely loved it, I have to say.
Yeah. Yeah.
Really? Okay.
Do you know what, Richie? I didn't know what way it was going to go with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you.
I'm
I
kind
didn't.
of
I didn't know about you either.
well, I'm kind of interested. Why did you think I wasn't? I don't know. Why did you not know which way I was going to go?
Because it's obviously it's so out there, isn't it? There's a message, and it's just relentless for the whole thing. And
Yeah.
if you're not on board with it, because there's people walking out of mine, we clearly weren't into it, weren't getting it, whatever. Didn't find it funny, or didn't find found it a bit too much and stuff. Whether
I mean,
that's
it's
like
not.
in terms of
I wouldn't say it's like a particularly controversial message, isn't it? It's like a fairly it's fairly most people kind of on board with it, aren't they? Really,
Mm,
it's like
mm.
the kind of beauty standards thing.
Yeah, but it's
Yeah.
just when sometimes when something like really puts itself out there, because sometimes if you're not on board with it, you think, oh,
Yeah.
this isn't for me or whatever.
Well, there's
yeah.
maybe a couple. There's
I know
maybe a
what you
couple of things that I was sort of starting to think to myself. Oh, is this a bit overboard, or is this character a bit of a cliche? I'm sure you probably know which one I'm talking about, and things like that. But
Mm.
I have to say, it goes so balls to the wall with it that you kind of just go with it and just go along for the ride, and it's just such a fun,
Yeah.
even if there is a bit of cliche or a bit of going a bit OTT, it's just so crazy and like you say, out there, and it's just so fun and well made and
Yeah. So
and
well made.
beautiful almost. It kind of feels weird to use
It
that
did
word
have.
for it, but
It did have
uh,
this very. I don't even know how to describe the look of it. But it was very different, wasn't it? Like right from the start, I loved the opening time lapse.
oh yeah,
Oh, what a beautiful shot when they put the star in on the Hollywood Walk of Fame and over
Yeah.
time, like just such a simple like way of doing it. But
even before that, I was absolutely loved just the egg shot at the beginning.
oh yeah,
Loving it.
yeah. It was, and she's relatively new to the scene. Only her second film. Incredible.
Yeah, I had a look and I wasn't seeing a lot of like high marks for a previous film. I didn't look much, to be fair, so
I don't even.
take that with a pinch of salt. But
Yeah, I don't even know
Yeah,
what she's done before this. But oh, was
can't
it
remember.
yes, it was called Revenge, I think.
right,
Yeah, I think
I can't remember.
And I remember at the time when that was out, that got a bit of buzz, but I never saw it. Obviously, not to this level. This has gone. It's still out now, which is crazy because it's been out a while. People are still going. My screening was full, and that was part of the fun as well. Because you're right, it was a hell of a ride, but you're all in it together. Like there was people next to me, like some of them were turning away. There was a guy next to me who was like leaning forward, and I couldn't tell if he was about to run out or it was just like it was the whole experience. Like the film was one thing, but to be in a full room with everyone reacting to the, it was great. And you don't get that very often.
No, the funny it's kind of funny actually because I was quite late to it, so I wasn't in a very full screening. I only went to see it like a couple of days ago.
Oh yeah.
But I went with Chris.
Oh no.
Oh.
Oh, he's probably seen half of what was on screen himself, hasn't he, on his own body?
No, but it was funny. It was funny because like, given all the things that you see on that film, it's almost like this kind of the smallest things are what sort of get you.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
because I guess the most relatable. Because like the thing that got him the most, and he was going. I mean, he crashed. you don't want to know what he's like in the cinema. But like
Oh,
when he's like when it just something like the just the injection into the back while it's like kind of
I,
pussing up.
I hated that.
Yeah,
I couldn't
yeah,
really watch that. I had
He
to
was
honestly.
going he was having to
Oh,
look away from the screen and
yeah.
things like and like the fingernails and
Oh,
the teeth. It's just like the kind of the smallest,
stuff
you
that you
know,
can actually imagine happening. Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
Yeah. Things like the fingernails as well. That was very reminiscent of The Fly. There's obviously a lot of well, a very clear Cronenberg.
I've never seen The Fly.
Uh, oh, it's brilliant, mate. You've got to see that.
Yeah, I keep
That that
hearing about
that that
this.
absolute again, a brilliant body horror stuff, and
Yeah.
that like fingernails scene of that very reminiscent of The
Oh
Fly.
God.
And yeah, and the whole thing, the whole look of the monster, it was a clear. There's lots of clear Cronenberg inspiration, and other inspirations as well. Like I was reminded quite a bit of Requiem for a Dream, while watching
yeah.
it.
I thought that. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Oh really?
I got that. Yeah.
What
yeah.
sense? Like, what do you mean? Like, what was?
In the sense of, have you seen it, Jack?
No,
Okay, well, this isn't going to be helpful
I
then.
know,
But
but still, like, yeah,
in the sense of kind of in the messaging, really, like Woody,
Yeah,
I can't remember the name of
one
the
in.
actress, the woman who's obsessed with getting on the TV,
Mm,
kind of thing. In that sense, that was very much
yeah,
similar
mm,
here with
taking of a
her
drug
obsession.
to make yourself look younger and feel
Yes,
better about yourself, and
yes, in order to
um,
be in that kind of position to go on TV
successful.
and
Yeah,
be successful on that. Uh,
mm,
even more absurd in her case because she's just an old woman in Requiem for
yeah,
a Dream who's just got a little opportunity to just go on like fucking Wheel of Fortune or some shit on TV. Just
yeah. I'd say Requiem for a Dream because for me that is a 5-star film, and
Mm.
that is a lot bleaker because of that, because of like the context of she already is like an old woman and
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
clearly like obviously mentally ill and she's just like trapped in her own home kind of thing.
yeah.
With this, I mean, honestly, for a long time I was thinking this is a 5-star film, and
Mm.
the only thing that I've just thought towards the end, it kind of didn't quite know when to end. It certainly reached a few points when it's like, oh, this is the end, and then it just kept on going, and it kind of
Mhm.
had one or two twists that are just a bit like, right, okay, we've had enough now. Let's put the ball away, and
Yeah,
it
yeah,
could it could have ended up as like a 10 out of 10, but it just missed out for me because it didn't quite wrap it up in an effective way for
I
me
yeah.
think that's
personally.
right. Yeah,
But
I
I agree
think
with that.
I think that's a common feeling as well.
Yeah,
yeah,
Um,
it just,
but
it's a
yeah.
take nothing
lot
away
of
from
people,
the
a lot of people
director
felt the length.
performances.
Oh, the
Oh
performances
no,
from both of them were so good.
still
Yeah,
brilliant. I would still watch it again, and
Great to
who
see
knows?
them.
Maybe that would go up to a 5 on a rewatch when you know
Yeah,
exactly when it's going to end.
yeah, it definitely could do. But yeah, I agree with that, Woody. It just went a bit OTT, and it didn't need to do that.
no.
Um,
It went a bit
even it,
Tarantino.
yeah, yeah,
It was funny. That was
It was funny. It was funny, but yeah, it again that kind of sequence just went on for just that tiny bit, maybe
and the
too long.
yeah,
music, like it was
yeah,
so like just
It was just
in your,
kind of like you just kind of became desensitized to it. It was kind of like,
yeah.
okay, yeah, I get it.
Filming that day must have been mad.
Oh yeah.
The amount of fake blood they must have got through.
Mm.
Um, but I thought, yeah, the performances were incredible from both of them. Because it wasn't an easy role. That, I mean, obviously, I mean to say the least. But what I mean is because obviously they're both playing the same person, so they had to do it in such a way that like that had to be like you had to whilst watching it. I wasn't. You know what I mean? Like anyway, I just thought they were both great, and the sound design really added to
oh,
the
Mm.
squeamishness of it.
Oh, it was brilliant.
yeah,
Oh
100%,
God, like
100%.
no, like what you were seeing was obviously like crazy, but combined with the sound, it was just you couldn't escape. Even if you didn't want to look, you could just yeah. What an experience. Um, Pepster, is any of this making you want to go and
This is really you're selling it. You're selling it. Like I'm sure.
oh
I'm just
come
looking
on,
at.
you'd love it.
I'm just looking at it though, and like showings around here.
Oh
You
no, don't
think
tell me.
You think they'd put it out like sort of during Halloween time, wouldn't you? Really, like, but
Yeah, it's perfect for
nothing
Mm.
really. I mean, today, what is
that.
it?
Really? Oh, it's still on at
Tomorrow,
mine.
It has been out for a long time.
It has, but still a few
Mm.
at mine. Which
tomorrow,
one are you looking at?
tomorrow we've got Odie and Preston in the Flower Bowl.
I don't
Only
think
one?
you.
Is it
I don't
only one
think
or
you.
two?
I don't think you would want something like this to try and compete with the other horror shite at Halloween, really.
True.
Because people are gonna
Actually, yeah.
people Halloween people just want to go and see any old shite, don't they?
Yeah.
And I don't think this in particular might do as well because I don't think people will think of it as the same
Yeah.
type of horror,
That's
if you know what I mean.
That's a good point, actually. And it's interesting what we were talking about earlier. It's the opposite. So with Joker, people are hearing that, oh, it's not great, I'm not going to bother. This has just spread like wildfire, hasn't it? Because of people just having these crazy reactions to it.
Yeah.
And it's kind of through word of mouth. It's been like, oh my, have you heard about this film everyone's talking about? Let's go and see it. It's a bit like that.
Actually, it's kind of really the opposite of the Joker because I wasn't really sold by the trailer on this one.
Yeah, good point.
I was kind of thinking, yeah, this seems a bit up itself, maybe. Yeah, completely different experience, really.
Yeah,
I didn't see the trailer for it. I didn't see it.
Yeah, I didn't try to see it. It's just like you say, comes on in the cinema.
Yeah.
When you're seeing something else. That reminds me of when I went to see this, caught the trailer for Mickey 17, which looks
What
quite
do we think of
interesting
that?
as well.
I liked it.
I don't know. I don't know.
I wasn't. I wasn't. I thought it looked quite interesting, and obviously with Bong Joon-ho at the helm, I'll be.
Yeah, I know, and it's R-Pats, and
Yeah.
I mean, it ticks a lot of boxes, but I wasn't exactly blown away by it. I wasn't thinking, oh wow, can't wait to see that. But
Did it maybe show a
Do you
bit
not-
too much?
Do you not think the concept seemed kind of cool?
yeah. I wasn't. I don't know what is he trying to just be a comedy? Is it trying to be? I don't know what it's trying to be. So it's kind of hard to. It's always hard to judge. I mean, look, I'm going to see it.
Of
for
course.
those reasons you mentioned, but
Yeah.
I was a bit unsure when I saw it. So
Mm.
then what we should probably mention because we did in the last 6 months we have actually got together and watched something together.
Oh,
Incredibly,
Yeah.
we haven't documented it because we returned to Blackpool to go to the cinema. It wasn't the Odeon. We had a family trip out to the Backlot, didn't we? And
yeah, first group
We did.
outing.
We did.
and watched Trap at M Night.
And
Nice
nice new,
trap.
yeah. Yeah, great point actually. Yeah,
Mm.
we gotta delve into this, haven't we?
And we had some quite different feelings on it as well, didn't we?
Yeah,
Yeah.
But yeah.
that's a good point. Yeah. Yeah. Why don't we talk about first of all the backlot? I
you
was
like the
very
experience?
impressed. Yeah.
Did you like the cinema? You liked
Good
it?
Yeah,
experience, good
definitely.
cinema.
Next
Shame
time we
we
do it,
Shame we weren't
Yeah.
able to make it to the diner, but
yeah, I was going to say let's do that next time.
Yeah.
But yeah, great seats, lovely, loads of leg room, which we didn't get at last visit to the Odeon. And one thing I would say, it was very hot.
It was, but it's the middle of August, wasn't it? So
Mm.
you know, we were. It was a busy. It was a
Yeah.
hot time to
we're in the
go.
middle of the 2 days of summer, so yeah.
And it
Yeah.
wasn't a massive. It wasn't a massive screen, and
Mm.
it was full. So we were surrounded by people. To be fair,
It was full.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
I do
We were
just
surrounded
want-
by some
Which is good,
states.
which is what we want. It's what we
Yeah,
want.
good to
Yeah.
see. Yeah.
It was. I mean, just to sidetrack very, very quickly, with when I went to see the Joker, I went to the IMAX screening, and that's the biggest screen of them all, in that cinema, and it was pretty packed, really. But boys, I forgot to tell you earlier on. So I got there, right, and I got my seat.
Parking.
And well, that is a story, but I won't get on. Anyway, I got into my seat, sat down. I was like, and the trailers were running, and all the advertisements were running, and we got the film.
Yes.
And then
Yes,
just
we
as,
know. But how.
just no, but just as it's about to start, this girl walks to the front of the cinema screen.
Oh,
Oh my
And-
God.
Yeah, and she
is this
she
a love
said-
story?
Well, she starts saying, "Hi, my name's Abby, how you doing, everybody? She wants audience interaction, like just
Oh,
before the
no.
film. Yeah. And everybody's there like,
Oh.
what's going on? So she's like, I'm your representative today. I'm here to help you in any way that you can. If you need anything, please come and see me. You're gonna see Joker the film, and everybody's there like, bearing in mind, when we went to see Trap, it was 12 minutes.
Fuck is this? A fucking coach trip to Centre Parks? What the fuck is this?
Well, it was 12 minutes when we went to see Trap with adverts, and this
Oh yeah, it was.
nearing on half an hour at this
He's
point.
remembered that.
So
Half an hour.
almost, it was about 25 minutes at this point. And so everybody's like, come on. So in the background, there's music playing. There's something coming on the screen. She goes, thanks very much. I hope you enjoy the film. Bye. She walks off. A very weak applause for her.
Oh no!
Then
Oh
They
no!
decide to
A
play.
timid response.
They decide to play a homemade video from the backlot of all the staff doing a dance to Pharrell Williams' Happy.
What?
What?
Yes.
Why on earth?
I have no clue. And it wasn't just 20 seconds of the guy at the hot dog stand doing his like dance and then the popcorn guy doing his
Oh, did you see our
popcorn.
mate? Did you see our mate
was-
who was just
Yeah, it was our mate.
Old mate.
It was
Old mate.
2.5 minutes. It was the whole song length of them doing this
Oh.
happy dance. And
God.
you could tell people were going, what the hell is this? And
Is this after all the trailers? Like the last
this is
thing before
after
the
all
film?
the trailer. This is before the film.
Oh.
This is before the film. And everybody's like, come on, just get to the flipping film.
Get
So-
the fucking film.
It was supposed to start at 7, didn't start till with adverts, didn't start till 7:30.
Sounds like Tom Phillips has been involved. He wanted to direct a backlot musical.
Couldn't
I
believe
think
it.
I'm going to be sick.
Couldn't believe
Yeah,
That sounds-
do you know what? Actually, I retract everything. I don't want to go again.
it.
No.
Put me off.
I feel like that
But-
must just be for IMAX. It must just be for IMAX.
Oh well,
Well,
we're never
never
doing
going
that.
to IMAX then. Fuck that.
That's made me feel genuinely unwell.
Yeah.
Oh
No.
dear.
I can't believe that. Did you see Abby in the? Did you spot
Oh,
her
she was in the
the
film. Yeah, she was in the film as well. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, sorry. So that was
God.
that was a little bit of a diversion from our.
No,
script.
that
Oh,
is
Jesus.
wow. I
Well,
know.
I'm glad we didn't
I don't know
experience that.
That needed to be said. That needed to be
That
said.
need, yeah,
Yeah, that did.
Yeah,
12
very
minutes
much.
we
Backlot,
had.
if you're listening,
That was
don't
brilliant,
ever
yeah.
do that again, please.
No.
No. I was going to make you
If-
try and record it because it was very village. Very village.
Oh, that would have been good.
But,
I'd be walking out, Joe, if I was in that.
Well, that was the moment where I thought I should have got my 3:30. You know,
Oh dear.
Yeah, you should have. Yeah, you should have done.
I'm in for it now. Really,
Hindsight.
I should have gone to Abby and said, "Can you just bring a Guinness up here, please?"
Oh God. Well.
Yeah.
Anyway, but
Mm.
what did? Yeah. Quick thoughts on Trap then,
Wow.
because as Richie
Oh,
alluded
yeah,
to,
forgot about
we did have a slight difference, didn't we?
We did.
Yeah, I quite enjoyed it. I thought his best one for years. I actually thought it was pretty entertaining. I mean, it's,
Well-
hard to, it's hard to think now because
It is a while ago.
Yeah, it was a while ago.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, to be fair, I don't know if there are definitely things that entertained me. It's an M Night film, so I'm likely to be entertained. But I didn't share your feeling of feeling like it was very good. Whether it's his best film for a long time, I don't know if I could particularly argue with that. It might well be, but I don't think I would say that I felt like it was particularly good. And I felt like it was actually one of the more boring ones than previously, because I am particularly entertained by some of his absolute worst
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
with this one, I felt a lack of artistic integrity, because I very much felt like I'd been duped into supporting M. Night's daughter's career.
Yeah, that was poor.
Yeah, there was. It did feel like a concert film. It felt like, she had a lot of songs that we had to endure. But yeah, I mean, I certainly didn't hate it. There was things to enjoy.
No.
It was good fun. But yeah, I think Joe and Woody definitely liked it more than the two of us.
Hmm.
Pepster, that's right, isn't it? You enjoyed it?
Yeah, I didn't mind it. I think I'm probably on Wood's side there. I think out of the three, I think it was probably probably the most gripping. Sort of kept my attention, kept my interest. Went a little bit all over the shop, but that was I think what we were expecting. Um, and yeah, definitely an improvement on old. But I know that Richie, you loved old.
An improvement on old is not a tall order, but old is a 5 out of 5. And is his
for all
best
the
film
wrong
ever.
reasons.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah, maybe all might be a 5 out of 5 for the wrong reasons, but this might be like a 1.5, 2 out of 5 for the right
The
reason.
right reason.
So in that respect, probably is an improvement.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
But yeah.
However, I will for sure be rewatching Old before I rewatch Trap.
I did see a really good review on Letterboxd for Trap saying that basically M. Night's 5-star, 3-star films are better than his 3-star, 5-star films. I think there is something in that because I agree, it's that kind of thing. But when he's trying to make what he thinks is a masterpiece, it then falls short. But when he just kind of homes in on just doing stupid stuff, it does make itself a lot better, enjoyable experience just because of how bad it is.
But when he's making more grounded, smaller scale films, there's some genuine talent in that, and it really comes through a lot more than his bigger projects. But but yeah, I definitely see your point there.
Yeah. So it was good, wasn't it? And it was great to do it all together and see it all together. I love that tradition now. And anytime he brings out a new one, we'll do it.
Yeah.
And it looks like he's already hard at work on his next one. He's active, isn't he? He loves the craft, and that's what we love about him.
He loves what he does.
He loves what he does. As soon as one gets wrapped up, he's on to the next.
Well, he's got probably a bigger budget now, hasn't he? Because he's got his daughter or his niece or whoever it was, sort of like shot her to fame. So he's probably now said, right, you can invest in my next film. So,
We don't want him to have a bigger budget. This is what we just been saying.
Strip it back down.
Budget.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah. Oh, and I do want to, before we wrap up, how long have we got, by the way, on this call?
We got back just under 10 minutes.
Yeah, right. So let's try and wrap it up.
Yeah, we can. But I do want to bring up this film that I saw a few weeks ago now. Just because of how amazing it was. Sing Sing, a film that came out starring Coleman Domingo and Richie in particular. I think you'd love it because it's all, and Pep. It's all about the theatre and kind of the healing power of acting and drama. And so it's set in a prison.
Something that you two will experience next week.
Exactly, yes. Very much looking forward to that, by the way. But yeah, set in a prison, and Coleman Domingo is in there wrongfully, and he's kind of one of the lead members of this acting group that gets inmates together, and they sit around, decide what the next production is going to be, and then they allocate roles, and it just goes through like that, and it's just, it really was, it just took me away, like, when you just come out of a film and you just can't stop thinking about it for like 2 or 3 days. It was one of them. So I can't urge you enough. Like, I'm sure it'll be somewhere now, available Prime or something.
I'll get it somewhere.
But you think he was nominated for an Oscar, and I totally see why now. It was just a brilliant, brilliant film. I haven't given many films 5 stars in recent months, but this was a no-brainer. Like, you just know, don't you, when you see a 5-star film?
Did you see it at the cinema, Jack?
Yeah, my local picture house.
Yeah, nice. It's on randomly next Tuesday at 7:15 at the Odeon in Preston.
Ooh.
Oh, if you're free, mate, honestly.
Well, I mean, I'm probably in the middle of Act 1 of a dress rehearsal at that point. So,
oh, sorry, next.
Yeah.
Okay, but, yeah, that's a shame.
I will definitely search it out.
It will be somewhere, I'm sure. Like, it's if not now, in a couple of months or something. But yeah, just keep an eye out, because honestly, I just wanted to mention how good it was.
Cool.
All right,
yeah.
very good. Well, yeah, if that's all we've got, Lids, then we'll just move on to say that you can email us at filmnight@yahoo.co.uk. I don't know why I've even bother saying that anymore. Please
Oh.
follow us on Twitter at filmnight_, and subscribe to us on Spotify, YouTube, and wherever else you get your podcasts. Other than that, unless anybody's got anything else they'd like to say.
See you for Gladiator 2.
Okay. Yeah. Then I guess I'll say it's goodbye from me.
It's goodbye from me.
Goodbye from me.
And it's goodbye from me.